Hey everyone, welcome back to Fridays with Dannphan. So for those of you who are new to the stream, give a brief rundown. The live streams happen somewhat weekly. Sometimes I miss them, but trying to get back to doing them weekly. And I just discuss topics that the chat wants me to talk about, or topics that I did not make videos about, or might not have plans to make videos about. But yeah, it's basically free for all. Just talk about whatever. Although I do have two topics that I will probably be discussing. I got tabs open to discuss with you peoples. So how's everyone doing this week? Pretty good? Pretty good? I remember the first time I was getting back to doing Friday live streams, I think I had the stream at 1, and then the next stream I had at 4. So it's been a bit chaotic, but I do want to find a good time to live stream. So I'll have to put up a poll or something to find out when is the best time for everyone to watch the Friday live streams, and then I'll just have to stick to that from now on. I don't want to go too late though. I don't want to start like the live stream at 8 p.m. because there's so many other channels out there that have their live streams late, and I just don't want to be mixed in with the crowd per se. So I feel like earlier than usual is somewhat better, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm just some Dannphan. Well, good to hear that people are doing good in the chat. I think the early afternoon slot worked pretty well. All right. Got a fan of early afternoon. Sounding good. I'm doing good. Finally got a video uploaded on my channel. Oh, good for you. Get those videos up there. Yeah, I've got to do a bunch of High Guardian Spice reviews. I got done one episode and I'm already tired. I'm planning to start recording the episode 2 review this weekend and hopefully get that up on Monday. Hopefully. But yeah, so I guess keep an eye out for that. I gotta watch the whole series all over again. That's gonna be fun. But it's what the people want. People want more High Guardian Spice reviews. So it's what you gotta do. It's 2:30 a.m. over here. Wasn't able to sleep and came across the stream. Well, welcome aboard. Now you get to experience what a Dannphan live stream is like. It's awkward and slow. I will say, I didn't mind the 6 p.m. live streams, which was what I originally did when I first started doing live streams. The only thing is, some nights I would just be so tired. And I feel like I was not performing as well. But, you know, thank you for the $2 donations, Maverick. Here's some money for a better webcam. Thanks! I just used the laptop webcam. That's all I got, man. There's no better webcam than this webcam. Every other webcam has been bad so far. This is as close to professional looking as it's gonna get for now. Thanks for the donation, Eric. High Guardian Spice is such a train wreck. I can't wait to see more of it. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to make the reviews funny and entertaining, but the show really isn't that funny or entertaining. So I really gotta, I'm trying with these reviews to make it more entertaining, even when nothing is happening in the show. And that's basically what the first episode was. It was filler. Nothing really important happens. And you know, the second episode, it's kind of like that too, where nothing is really happening. So the first episode is all about like introducing the main characters in the party, and not very well, I might add. And then the second episode, we finally go into the academy. And the second episode focuses more on like introducing the teachers. And nothing really happens. The dean like gives them an assignment to yell into a well. And then at the end, she's like, yeah, yelling into that well meant nothing. Bye. And then the episode ends. That's the abridged version of it. You don't need to know anything else. That's what the episode is. So bad. It's a show about nothing, but actually no. Eventually stuff starts happening, but they really make you work for it. Like it's written like a webcomic. That's the best way to describe it. It's written like a webcomic where people are sold on the potential of something eventually happening, but they make you read like 200 updates until the plot starts. That's what it is. And that, that's actually a good way to describe it because it was originally a webcomic, right? It was a Tumblr comic. So yeah, that's the writing style. I despise high-res. Dannphan's camera is fine. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. They just kept making pointless scenarios. It seems like it. There's a lot of pointless scenarios. Yeah. There's a reason why people aren't going into a lot of depth when it comes to the episodes. Even people who like the show, they're not really talking so much about the events that actually happened in the show because they don't actually. I'm not convinced that they actually like the show. I think that they like the potential of the show. I think that they like some ideas that are scattered around the show, but I don't think that they like it for what it is. I honestly don't. Love to see someone do a full-on video essay comparing Little Witch Academia to High Guardian Spice. Well, I've seen people compare it to RWBY so far. A lot of comparisons to RWBY. And yeah, I can see it here and there, but yelling into a well as a class assignment. Oh God, the show keeps getting better and better. That literally, I'm not, you think I'm joking or making that up from the top of my head. It's not a joke. Their assignment is to yell into a well. Maybe in context it sounds better, but it's still yelling into a well. That's how it is. Show sounds like Soul Eater meets Sailor Moon, but horribly written. Yo, I'd be down for some Soul Eater and Sailor Moon mixture. But yeah, I gotcha. All right. So I guess if we are going to cries in webcomic, I'm sorry. So I guess if we are going to talk about High Guardian Spice as the main thing for today, perhaps I will share to you because Kate Leth, you guys know Kate Leth, the Marvel writer who's famous for tweeting "kill all men." Well, actually, multiple tweets just talking about how she wants to kill men. She responded to all the negative feedback for High Guardian Spice because she was working on the show, of course. Let me just pull that up so we can respond to that. All right, so here's the article in which she's kind of talking about because people were mentioning how her posts were totally inappropriate, and you know how cancel culture is. It doesn't matter how long ago the posts were, yada yada yada, apologize, blah blah blah. And some of them I think are taken down, some of them I think are still up, but give you a little read through. Moral of the story: I hate men. We're trying to decide on a slogan for 2015, torn between why not and nothing's weird, but my vote's still for kill all men. Men are trash. Sorry for a sweeping generalization, but since it's almost entirely old white men making these decisions, I don't feel bad. Funny how people who spam my account, no. I don't know why I read it like that. Funny how people who spam my contact form with demands for accountability because I worked on a cartoon always use burner emails. And yeah, so she responded to them talking about how bad High Guardian Spice turned out. I'll read her response, of course, but the summarized version is, I don't care if the show turned out bad, I just wanted a paycheck. Basically what she's saying. She's like, she has no passion for the show. She doesn't care that it turned out bad. She says that, it's not my show. And she was just working for a paycheck. So a little bit of what she had to say. Quoted, "How dare you say kill all men? Well, hun, those tweets are 8 years old and I was Tumblr pilled at the time. If you can't get that, IDK what to tell you. I block people who are dickheads. Also, nothing is my show. I've only ever been one person on a writing staff. As a writer on a staff, I have no power over design, marketing, animation, or larger story arcs / decisions. I do my job, I write my scripts, and I'm proud of the work I do. But I am not the powers that be. Not on anything that's out now, anyways. I'm just grateful for the work." And there you have it. So it is funny because a lot of people who are pro cancel culture often don't like cancel culture when it's at them. They immediately disagree with it when it's pointed in their direction. But to some extent, I am a little bit shocked to hear the term Tumblr pilled, because I kind of get what that means. Being someone who came from Tumblr myself, and my years on Tumblr, well, first of all, I was a teenager, not an adult, but my years on Tumblr were quite terrible. I was exposed to some awful, awful toxic stuff on there, and the validation for me joining in on that type of stuff was terrible. I'm not a fan of Tumblr, even less of a fan of Tumblr than I am of Twitter. And I don't like Twitter either, of course. But I think that people wouldn't be so hard on her for those old tweets if she clarified that she doesn't feel that way anymore. I guess you could interpret this response to her saying that she doesn't feel that way anymore, that she's not for killing all men, like she said, or that she wasn't a man hater, or yada, yada, yada. But, I don't know. I haven't really heard any of that. She's just like, I was Tumblr pilled at the time. All right. Is that an excuse, or do you regret tweeting it, or it's not a very detailed response. Old tweets would be a good excuse if she still didn't hold those views. Fair enough. So you're proud of the writing used in the final product. Probably not something to hold in high regard. Yeah, I hated the dialogue in High Guardian Spice. I think that was the worst. The worst part of High Guardian Spice was, for me, was probably the dialogue. For a lot of shows, I can handle plot holes, but I at least want it to be enjoyable. The dialogue in the comedy was terrible in the show. It was awful, and I felt I had a difficult time being engaged with it. All the plot holes and terrible story arcs, that's on the side. But the main thing for me that really made me hate the show was the dialogue and the bad jokes. That really made it unenjoyable for me completely. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think about Kate Leth's response to it? Every male character in High Guardian Spice is either a simp or a very sexist straw man. Oh yeah, I know what character you're talking about. Yeah, he's really over the top. I think I recall her deleting some of her anti-men tweets after that initial High Guardian Spice came out. Oh yeah, when the first trailer came out and she had her name on it and everyone was like, really? Crunchyroll, you're hiring this girl? Yeah. It does seem like an odd matchup, but she should have said that she doesn't believe kill all men anymore. Probably would have helped. Probably would have helped. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say that that's a very extreme view to hate all men and want them all dead. That's obviously an extreme thing to say. And, you know, I would never go on Twitter and promote killing someone. Maybe if they were a puppy murderer. That, I mean, but you kind of have it coming if you murder puppies. I kind of want to write an anime about battle maids in mech suits. Do it. Do it. All I have to say for her is don't be proud of working on that show. She should probably distance herself from that. Everyone should distance themselves from that show. That was, I mean, even the people animating on it, some shots weren't that bad, right? But there are some animation shots that are so awful. And I tried not to go into the art too much for when I was doing my first episode review. Because, you know, usually when you do a review, you're reviewing the story and not so much the visuals. But it's pretty easy to make fun of a lot of animation things in the show. Of course, the bread JPEG was an obvious one. And, you know, I guess I'll go into it in the future. The fact that they used a Shutterstock image to save time. Yeah. Well, I don't mind it so much if the show was good. If the show was good and they needed to, like, put assets in there to save time, whatever. Out of my hands, right? Whatever you need to do to get it done. There's a lot of... There's so many frames of this cartoon that should have been donated to other animes like House Husband. It's like, take all those frames, give them to an anime that needs it desperately. Oh my gosh, PNG lamppost. That's another one that people are mentioning. The picture of the lamppost. Shutterstock lamp moment. They think they didn't remove the watermark on one of the stock images. That would be really bad. That would be awful. Worst part is they probably didn't learn anything from this. Well, let's face it. I don't think that High Guardian Spice is going to get a season 2. And that alone is like a lesson learned. Crunchyroll, of course, had a lot of subscriptions, people dropping their subscriptions because of this show coming out and them realizing that their money was being put towards those types of shows. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that they didn't learn anything, but the future will tell you that, whether or not they've learned their lesson. You're only as good as the last show you worked on, and a bad show lasts forever. That is a painful truth, yes. Some people bounce back, but I don't know about these people. I'm not so sure. Didn't it take the show a long while to come out and flop bad? Yeah. The reason... Well, one of the reasons, of course, that it took so long is because they were doing a test of the pilot, and the pilot tested really badly. And I think that's probably why the first episode is super weird, because I don't think that's what the original pilot was. I think that they actually changed the entire pilot to make it this weird filler episode instead. That is my theory, at least. I could be totally wrong, but I do. I think that they took out the original pilot and replaced it with whatever that strange filler episode was, and that maybe tested better because they didn't show anything, I guess. Because nothing was happening, that tested much better than the actual plot of the show. Oh boy. High Guardian Spice animation team has been broken up for a long time. The show was shelved for a while before they decided, oh, it's a good idea to put it out. Oh yeah, definitely. I believe that. Tried to wait out the news cycle. Fair enough. I mean, it got a lot of bad press when that first hit the YouTubes. Still getting bad press now, but you know, it's kind of expected at this point, so at least they're prepared for it. Slime Boy, Bad Mike. Slime Boy was the best. I hope that voice actor gets all the voice acting parts available. That whoever that person was, I don't know. I can look up who voiced Slime Boy. Voice actors. I will find you, Slime Boy, whoever you are. I want to see who else he's voiced too, if this is his first role. Julian Coster. Oh, yeah. It's his first role. Oh, the poor guy. The poor guy. No. Wait, maybe he has other roles that just aren't listed on this website. Oh no. Justice for Slime Boy. There we go. No, I think that's a different person. Type in voice actor. No, I really think it's his first role. Man, you can't be mean to him if it's his first role. This poor guy. He was probably just he's probably just the guy who got their coffee for them in the morning and they were like, hey, you want a voice acting role? Just shoved them into the recording studio. This poor guy. Slime Boy is best boy. That's right. He took that grenade like a champ. Thoughts on the strange trend of badly done fantasy high school shows where the stories are bad, the plots are rudimentary, and the characters are in lesbian with each other. Oh man. There's a lot of thoughts to be had, of course. Actually, I didn't mention it in the first episode review because I wanted to mention it later when they actually start discussing the difference between new magic and old magic. But also kind of like Little Witch Academia, but you know, whatever. There are no original ideas, right? So apparently new magic is supposed to be incompatible with old magic, but her cousin had sex with an elf, and when they had sex, their powers merged together. So they created lesbian magic, and that is canon. It's canon that when they had sex, they created compatible magic. There you go. Lesbian magic was conceived that day. Whatever. You know, some shows friendship is magic, other shows lesbian is magic. It sounds like a parody. A little bit. Just a little bit. More people would probably watch the show if they called it Lesbian Magic Spice. The show would make more sense if they called it Lesbian Magic Spice, because basically everyone is a lesbian. Even the guy is a lesbian because he transitioned. So even he is I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it for all of you. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Ethan? Welcome to the chat. Sorry that you came in at this moment. We're discussing lesbian magic. It's very, very important. Ideas about proms. Those people peaked in high school, so want to relive their glory days. Fair enough. I mean, that's the critique of a lot of them. Is that a lot of them were like the bullies in high school, and then they grew up to not be very successful. So any outlet that they have, they want to relive their days in high school where they were popular and liked. We should make our own show about Slime Boy. Yep. Best character in the show, of course. Whew. Yeah. It really does take a while for something to happen that's plot related in the show. So it's going to be rough getting through the first few episodes. After that, I think it might be easier to get through the last few episodes. But I don't know. The first half is going to be a little bit more difficult. And then as soon as we get over that hump, it'll get easy. Did High Guardian Spice have a prom episode? Do you have to ask? Sorry. Thank you for the super chat. Say, are you familiar with the humongous entertainment games Putt Putt, Freddy Fish, Pajama Sam, Spy Fox, Backyard Sports? I mean, they sound familiar, but no images come to mind. So I'm not sure how exactly to answer. I have a theory that a lot of these people didn't go to their own prom or didn't have a good time and want to live vicariously through their self-inserts. That was another theory. You know, I think it was... Who was it that said that? The girl who did Shiro. What was her name? You know who I'm talking about. I think she had some statement where she said that a lot of gay people didn't go to prom because they couldn't ask... You know, they couldn't ask their crushes on dates because they were gay, and therefore they want to do more gay prom episodes to, I don't know, make them feel better. I guess. I didn't go to prom, and I'm straight, and I had a boyfriend at the time. Neither of us wanted to go to prom. It's just, prom isn't that cool. I don't know. You know, it's like they build it up like this fantasy romantic thing, but no, prom sucks, man. If the new magic is so powerful, why does the trans character have to take a potion once a month to keep up the facade? I feel like there's some troublesome subtext here. There's a lot of subtext. Yep. I'll probably have to translate some of this. Noelle Stevenson, that was her name. I'll probably have to translate some of the scenes to explain what politics they're trying to insert here and there. Yeah, prom is pointless, but you know, some people enjoy it, and I was just not super into it. Then again, when I was in high school, I was super, super not into social events. Freaked me out. But I mean, that's kind of true even now. I'm not even now, I'm not really that into social events. But did the prom trope replace the masquerade ball trope? Big sad. Yeah, before that, that's the writing only evolved, but it's always been the same. Well, what are you gonna do? Probably a good time to someone who goes to one. I don't know. I'm already tired. It's not even that late in the day. Why am I tired? I guess it's just one of those days. Just one of those. Anyway, and the other thing, I guess, to talk about, I don't know if any of you have opinions on this, but Comic Book Workers Union. Heard about this? Hear about that? Doobity-dop? Not enough coffee? That's true, yes. I gotta get my caffeine injections. So yes, a comic union. Oh boy, how is this gonna work out, huh? Let's read the tweets, because you know everything is announced through tweets these days. We, the workers of Image Comics, have formed a union. For years, comics publishing workers have watched our professional efforts support creators and delight readers. Sadly, we have also watched that same labor be taken for granted at best and exploited at worst. Keeping our heads above water was the new normal before the pandemic, and since its onset, we have been expected to take on even larger workloads with fewer resources. Our workforce and the comic book and publishing industry as a whole is overtaxed and undervalued. What do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Wait, where's Image's response? Oh, is that it? Is that the response? Image's response. Image has always believed in the fair and equitable treatment of staff and has always strived to support employees to the best of our company's ability with regard to their employment. Yeah, that's about it. That's it, I guess. That's pretty short. Okay. So, what do you think? You think they're gonna achieve anything? Doesn't look like Image is too worried about it. The comic artists who need a union aren't the ones you want to buy comics from anyway? Damn. Get roasted. This isn't going to work out. Definitely going to fail. Imagine an episode where they realize they have farmers and fields full of magic creatures and slaves. Their new magic can work. Oh man, that would certainly put a damper on everything. So in order to try to improve the working conditions, the goals section of their website, they note they want to improve staff morale through annual staff and management reviews to assess performance, workload, and whether there is a clear need to expand a department, craft a new role, or increase compensation for employees who have not taken on a larger quantity or more complex suite of tasks. Okay. It also says they want to have the power to cancel publication of any comic books. Don't you already do that? Oh man. Oh, you already do that. You just don't want to get fired for it now. Doesn't cancel culture already exist? The goal states renewed commitment to company values through the addition of collective voting option to immediately cancel publication of any title whose creators have been found to have engaged in abuse, sexual assault, racism, and xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism. Oh, I'm actually pretty shocked to see that one. Anti-Semitism. That hard. Nobody ever bats an eye to that these days, especially on people on the left side. But I'm surprised to see that on there. I'm just saying. Islamophobia, ableism, etc., until such time as said creators have engaged in meaningful reparations toward affected persons. All right, well, there you have it. They want the right to cancel. I guess that's what we get from this. Wouldn't it just result in themselves getting banned? Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, they don't think that far ahead. That's the thing. Yeah, everyone else we can cancel except us. We're the exception to the rule, of course. Yes. But unions are to protect the employees. This union is corrupt from the beginning and to empower cancel culture. That's what it looks like, yes. It does not look like a very, very ordinary union, I would say. What are you going to do? So did you hear about the Chris Pratt Garfield role? Or yes. Yeah, I heard about that. Not too long after they announced Chris Pratt would be voicing Mario too. Isn't that kind of bizarre? I don't know. I guess Chris Pratt is pretty popular lately. What was that last what was the last movie that he starred in? What, like the Tomorrow War or something like that? It's some movie where he beat the shit out of an alien with his bare fist. It was pretty cool. Drop kicked that motherfucker off a mountain. But I guess Chris Pratt is got a lot of attention on him lately, so they're like, please voice our character. But no, he's terrible for Garfield. Garfield is supposed to sound moody, right? I can sort of see him doing a chipper Mario because I think Mario is a fairly easy voice to do because people always do their own impression of like a Mario impression. He can just do a Mario impression, you know? But I don't know. I don't think it's going to work for Garfield. I don't think that can work. It's me, Garfield. Yeah, exactly. One of the basic tenets of a union is that the union members stick together. This sounds completely antithetical to the idea of a union. Yeah. You know, those unions that are the opposite of what unionizing means. I guess unionizing is the new dividing. Oh. They're attacking Pratt again because he tweeted about his new healthy daughter and said he was a horrible father to his son because he said that. What? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. But that didn't make any sense what I just read. So I don't get the complaints against Pratt about Pratt as a voice actor. I don't mind if he voice acts for other cartoon characters. I don't care. It is funny that he's being announced for a lot of cartoons at once. It's being the main role. I think people might be butthurt about the fact that he is not the normal voice actor for characters like Garfield and Mario. And, you know, their original voice actors still around can still voice the roles, but instead they're choosing Chris Pratt because he's a poppin' celebrity at the time, you know? If you see the Garfield show and Garfield sits, these feet are horrifying. Okay, thank you. I didn't see the new Garfield images that he's referring to, but yeah, apparently they shrunk his feet. Probably best to make your own independent comics and own company. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work, of course, but, you know. Mario impression for Garfield would be weird. Yes. Yes, it would be. Oh, no. I can kind of see Pratt pulling off Vegeta before pulling off Garfield. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. You would think that whatever voice acting roles that they put him in, that it would actually suit his voice. I can kind of see Mario. I can't see Garfield at all. I can't imagine him doing Garfield. It's gonna be weird. Who would you like to see as Mario's voice? Probably the original guy who voiced Mario. Probably. I mean, there are like voice lines where he says other things, but they usually don't have voice lines where he's completing a full sentence, and maybe that's because they think that he sounds too goofy doing the over-the-top Italian impression, especially when he has like that super high voice. But it would be interesting to see a movie in which, you know, that same voice is doing a full sentence. But maybe they're right. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it only works in the games. I don't know. I'd have to hear Chris Pratt doing Mario before I make a judgment. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. What do you think of Charlie Day's Luigi, though? I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting Jack Black as Bowser. They're all celebrity voices. But everyone's completely focused on Chris Pratt. I'm surprised SJWs aren't making a fit about Chris Pratt voice acting Garfield. Because he's not an actual cat. Speciesist. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, are they still trying to cancel Chris Pratt, really? Because I feel like after you failed to do it 2 times, you would stop. Jack Black as Bowser is the best pick. I mean, I can imagine him doing like the grouchy voice for sure. He's done that in other roles, that type of voice. So that could actually work. Yeah. And I think Charlie Day's voice is funny and whiny enough to probably do a pretty good Luigi. But yeah, for Chris Pratt, he would really have to go over the top Italian to make that work, you know? Jack Black for any role is the worst pick. That drink is empty. It still has a little bit. See? I just had to tilt it to the side. Fool. It never ends. Pratt tends to lean conservative, so they don't want him to get any jobs at all. Yeah, I mean, that's usually how they work. Isn't that the whole reason why Gina Carano got fired, is basically just because she was conservative and she was posting conservative things? So they would just always complain about her, and, you know, at some point they just wanted to say that her posts were insensitive as an excuse to get her out of there. But now she's actually doing a movie with the Daily Wire, right? I didn't really look into the movie too much, but I know one story from the movie. I know that it's going to be like kind of a cowboy movie. It's in the West and whatever. And I know that one of the guy characters names his horse Brandon. So every time he takes off, he says, "Let's go, Brandon." And the meme lives on through that. And I think that's really funny. But I don't know. Am I allowed to say "Let's Go Brandon" on YouTube? Because I know that that one song got banned from YouTube because the one song that this rapper made was called "Let's Go Brandon," and it got taken off of YouTube for hate speech, I think. And I don't know if that's because of the phrase "Let's Go Brandon" or if there's something else in the. I didn't listen to the song. Rap isn't my thing, but I just know about that one particular instance. And but yeah, it's an unfortunate time for your name to be Brandon, isn't it? It is a funny meme though. It's pretty funny. I mean, what are you gonna do? I think you can say it on YouTube, not certain. I mean, I've seen people typing it on YouTube everywhere. I was watching like an album stream and the whole chat was filled with "Let's Go Brandon." So I guess a lot of conservatives really like that band. I don't know. But, you know, it's a joke, obviously. And it's not, at least it's not like gross or cursing or anything like over the top. It's just a simple phrase which has like a whole other meaning and story behind it. And that's kind of the funny part, is that it's like an inside joke. But I don't think that it's so bad that people need to freak out about the phrase and like have it banned and stuff like that. It's like, come on. Thoughts on the Cowboy Bebop adaptation? I did watch the one trailer, the official trailer that came out for it. I guess it was a creative trailer. I'll give them props for being creative with how they approached it. But I think the action looked really bad wherever they were fighting someone. And that's about that's about all I got to say on it. It's like, I don't know, it looked like creative, but and it's also not really representative of what the show is actually going to be, because it's just a trailer that's meant to have fun. Like, they're like pulling panels and breaking the fourth wall and shit in that trailer, and I don't think that's what the show is actually going to be. I hope that's not what the show is actually going to be. That would suck. But you know, it's one way to go about promoting something. More like Cowboy Cringe Bop. Got him! Cringe Bebop. Yeah. We hope it's not going to be like that. Hopefully. You guys heard about the new Avatar shows? Is there any new news on the Avatar Netflix show? The last I heard about that, it was sounding like it was going to be in modern times. And that was brutal. But no, I haven't heard any news since then. I think that's exactly how the show's going to be. Oh, no. I find it funny what's happening with the Eternals. Yeah, you know, that show, that movie, it was a movie, yes. I didn't watch it, but I do have great joy watching other people trash on it. Perhaps I'm just one of those people. But, you know, everyone's saying the same thing that I was kind of feeling when the trailers were coming out for it. Just that it's generic, boring, blah, cringe. Yeah, right. In name only, it's like the Winx Club adaptation. Oh, jeez. Eternals looks boring. Eternals look boring. Yeah, exactly. Right. And it wasn't rated good. So, You know, that's how it is. They changed every character. Oh, no. Well, I guess they must have thought that they were better writers than the people who created the characters, huh? So, you want to look up some Eternals reviews and read them out loud? Might as well. We still got like 10 minutes left, right? Eternals. Once this loads, I suppose. Yeah. The only thing I've heard about the Eternals so far, since it came out, was that it just wasn't worth the watch. And I was not going to watch it anyway, so that works for me. Right now on IMDb, it has a 6.8 out of 10. Do you agree with that rating? You think, yeah, 6.8? That sounds about right? What do you think? All right, let me... User reviews. I'm going to go to the worst reviews. Just because... Oh, can I see if they got any one-star reviews? Wow. 1 star, trash. I was so excited to watch this, but it was just a disgrace to be called a Marvel movie. It was messy. It didn't make any sense. It was awful, but the CGI was good, but it was so lengthy. You know what? I don't think this person speaks English. Let's go to the next one. Spectacular effects, terrible plot. 1 star. If you are the type of person who could watch a soap opera about fireworks, this is the movie for you. Hollywood is no longer about entertainment. It seeks to educate us all. The so-called Marvel Universe seems to be having a contest to see which director can make the least entertaining movie. This one is at least in the top 3. Thor, probably as bad or slightly better. Next review, 1 star, same old formula. Worn out, tired, out of ideas and inspiration. The Marvel franchise is dead in the water, with new movies having little to offer except the same old origin story formula. Another 1 star. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Wow, just wow. How has the MCU fallen so far? This is by far the worst Marvel film I have ever seen. Oh, this review looks good. Nice and short. 1 star ripoff. So we have Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash and other watered down copies fighting dragons. So unoriginal. I can't believe Marvel is that desperate. Can't they find original scripts anymore? Yep. There you go, guys. There's some 1 star reviews for you. And that's basically what I've been hearing. Is just that it's bad, formulaic, watered down. Did you hear about the Rugrats reboot? People wanted Danny Phantom rebooted, but they chose the Rugrats. And it's an awful CGI series. They made Betty a lesbian. Oh, I remember that. That's an old story. That's old. No, I remember that. That was a while ago when they made the Rugrats CGI thing, and then they said that Betty was a lesbian. That was weird. That was really weird. Yeah. Yeah. Old news, though, for sure. Well, let's face it. If they ever made a Danny Phantom reboot, it would probably suck, too. It would probably be just as bad. Let's face it. We're never going to get good writers to come and work on something for Nickelodeon ever again. Yep. More like The Eternals was a bad film and a lot less of superhero burnout. Yeah, I mean, people really seem to not like it. Danny Phantom would be shirtless all the time, and Tucker would nope about his bra one. What? Beanie? Nope about his beanie? Is that what you meant? I don't know. It's like they're not even allowed to make anything good anymore. I would agree with you there. It's like the whole thing with writing scripts for Hollywood. People know that as executives who look at the scripts later, they want to change something about the script so that they can feel like they've contributed. So what a lot of people do when they send scripts in is that they'll put in red herrings. They'll put in purposely bad things in the script so that the people who read it and accept the script will edit those things out. Like, that'll be a very obvious thing to take out. Like, they'll have a pointless scene where two characters are talking about muffins for 2 minutes. And, the executive will look at that and be like, oh, yeah, it's a good script, but I think we should edit that part out. And the writer will be like, oh, of course. Whew. Oh, thank goodness he picked the one scene that I wanted edited out. Thank goodness. But then other times they'll read over the script and they'll be like, I really like this scene where they talk about muffins. It's hilarious. But I think for the scene where they're fighting, they should instead be talking about feminism. And when that happens, the movie gets fucked up. The worst thing is when you purposely write in a bad scene for the executives and the editors and directors to hate, and instead they love it and they keep it in despite you hating that scene. And then they add in other scenes that are extra bad. And, sometimes when you put together a story and you have the right team together, everything just is amazing. But sometimes there's just too many people with too many different ideas, contradicting ideas, and they all fight with each other. And then nothing is good anymore. And it's unfortunate, of course. Muffins and feminism coming this Christmas. There you go. Femuffins. Muffins and lesbianism. Funny thing, I feel a lot of comedy projects are less screwy, exec mandated compared to dramas. Oh yeah, there's a lot of comedy movies these days that just aren't very funny. They're just very, very watered down, and it feels like only the PG jokes make it to the final product. Even if it's an adult movie, it feels like the only jokes that exist are childish jokes. And I wonder if that's because they were worried that the more adult jokes would offend somebody. Offend adults who are supposed to be able to take a joke. But I just wonder. It's just speculation. I don't know. I don't have an issue with PG jokes, but they aren't even funny PG jokes. No, I don't have a problem with more childish jokes every now and then, but I don't want that to be the only thing. If it's an adult movie, I'm expecting adult things. Yeah, potty humor and nonsense. That's a thing, unfortunately. Anyway, thank you for joining me another Friday with Dannphan. Woo! Definitely let me know if I should change my time. Actually, I'll do a poll on the channel to see if we can decide on a time to actually do the Friday streams so that I'm not so all over the place. But I think I like more in early afternoon than late afternoon. So I'll list fairly early times and I don't know. I guess just decide on one that works best for you. And we'll go with that. But any last minute questions, comments, concerns. We have less than a minute left, so I guess, can it be Mondays? No. No Monday. Monday's bad. Just ask Garfield. He knows. Okay, now the drink is empty. But it wasn't before. Now it is. It's a difference. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining me another Friday. Successfully streamed. I'll see you guys. I guess I'll post another High Guardian Spice review Monday if I can. I'm planning to do episode 2 this weekend. Get through that, edit that up, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll also do more of the Nubia stuff. more yucky videos. And then I'll post a positive review of something. I'll find something that I like and post a positive review so that you can cleanse your palate afterwards. But for now, I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.